So we joined the Dolphins on this 3rd and 7. Ball, as you can see, is on the 28. The previous play was a completed pass from Tua to Gaskin on a wide receiver screen. So here we are, just going to look at the Dolphins pre-snap motions. We're going to see Gaskin motion to near, and then we're going to see Smythe motion across the formation. So we finish in trips right near. One thing to notice here is as Smythe motions across, both the linebackers moved across as well, and that's the coverage indicator for Tua. So now we're just going to look at the passing tree on this 3rd down. Parker at the bottom of the trips, the outside receiver, has the in-breaking route at 12 yards. Bowden has the inside release, which you can see here, and he's going to run the seam. He really just wants to stop the safety coming down. Smythe is going to he's going to chip the defensive end and release into the flat. We're not going to talk about Gaskin because he's involved in pass pole. And then Gailey at the top of the screen is going to run the fade or go again with the outside release. So what are the defense running against this trips look? Well, if we look, everyone's in man. We saw in the pre-snap motion that the linebackers slid across, again indicating cover 1. The difference here is we've got 2 safeties who are splitting the middle of the field. So this could be too high with man underneath, 2 zone coverage from the 2 safeties, and everything else is playing man underneath. It turns out that it's not. They're just disguising the defensive look, and we'll look at more of that in the coaches film. Just going to look at the pass protection on this play. As you can see, it's pretty simple. We've got 5 offensive linemen and 1 running back. So we've got 6 blockers versus 5 attackers. We can discount 49 by motion because in the pre-snap motion, the Bills declared that he was just going to cover the flat defender. So this is pretty straightforward for us. Just a quick look at what defense are doing on this play. Pretty straightforward. Ends are rushing. The 3 takeover Flowers is slanting into the A gap. But interestingly, on the defensive left, offensive right, the 3 takeover Davies is going to slant into the gap between Davies and Flowers, and 58, the linebacker, is going to run a stunt, and they're going to try to catch us off guard. We'll look at how that works now in coach's film. Now we're just going to look at how the play works out against the coverage in coach's film. Some questions here for Tua. As we've mentioned already, it's man across the board underneath, but we've got 2 high safeties. So Tua's going to have to establish early where these safeties are going and if it's really cover 1. So as we just watch the play roll through, now we're going to see Parker with the in-breaking route at 12, but the key here is that Bowden is going to run the seam down the middle. We're going to come back to Gailey at the end, but I just want you to see how it works. So the defense are going to try to take the middle of the pitch away. See, the safety has come down into the box. The other safeties has bailed for depth. Now we know that Parker's got the in-breaking route. But where this play really works is that now we've got Bowden who's run past that safety. So the safety's now in 2 minds. Do I turn and go with Bowden or do I stay in the middle of the field? As it is, we throw the ball, but you can see there that he's taken away that in-breaking route from Parker. But what this does do is we've got Gailey here who's all alone on the outside. Because he's so close to the formation, he's got all this space to work the go or the fade route into. So as we see, the corner tries to jam him, he gets an outside release. The safeties come down into the middle of the field. The other safeties work for depth, and Parker's all alone. Gailey's all alone on the outside. Good play design, good throw. There was a penalty on the play. Actually deserved better. So here we're just going to look at the box film of what the Bills do on the 3rd down and how we play it. So we're just going to look firstly at the defensive twist. We're going to look at 2 things specifically here. We're going to ignore the pass rushers because it's pretty simple. The tackles get the job done. But here, the 3 tech is going to slant into this gap. And the linebacker is going to twist and come underneath it. What I'm particularly concerned about here is Davis is in good position here, but as we go through, he's turned his shoulders. whilst he's pushing the stunt off to Kararis, who's actually in really good shape. I've been critical of Kararis this season for that, but Davies now is poor play. He cannot come back to pick up that Milano 58, that linebacker. As it is, Gaskin does a good job. His eyes were on 49, no idea why. He does a good job. Now Davies is lagging there. Although he comes back to it, that's a bad play. The next play we're going to look at is Flowers, our other tackle. And to me, this is even worse because it's beat by a simple move. Just technically, I hate the 2-point stance. 2-point stance is 2 points of contact. Flowers is Davies old school, 3 points of contact. The third point of contact, his hands in the ground. But here, the defense, he does nothing but gives him a straight bull rush. That gap opens up because Kararis is looking at the linebacker as he's meant to do. Hands outside the frame here from Flowers, engage, got his hands beat off, and now he's leaning, his feet are set in stone. That's not a good play from one of the most experienced linemen we have.